Hey everybody, it's Dana. Thank you for joining me today for the 2018 Stamping for Autism Awareness Blog Hop. I'm so honored to be joining Toniah and Veronica on such a fantastic cause. And don't forget to hop around and see all the sponsors and the participants of today's hop. So let's go ahead and get started. So for my card, I'm using a gorgeous die from Technique Tuesday. This is Pieces of My Heart. It's a gorgeous die and it actually cuts out the shape of the die as well as all of the little pieces. Now I went ahead and cut out this heart already off of some white cardstock, and I'm also going to cut this out in different prints. And this paper here happens to be my favorite things. And this paper I believe is Birthday Blowout. So now with this paper, it's a thinner paper. It's a designer paper out of the 6x6 paper pad. And as you can see, it's very flexible. Now, you can just bend this paper if you want, or you can use an X-Acto knife. Now, all you would have to do is just run your knife right through the little lines that are already cut for you in the die, and you can cut through the lines to tear your little pieces apart. Or, like me, I just bend back and forth the paper very, very easily, and you can go ahead and pop the pieces out. Now, I do recommend if you're going to be using a heavier piece of cardstock or a heavier piece of designer paper, you actually will want to use an X-Acto knife or a blade in order to cut through the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and finish pulling apart my pieces here so I can have a couple of different pieces to put together onto my white heart. So I'm not going to bore you guys by seeing me cut through all these pieces. I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and then I'll come back and show you how I'm going to put together my heart. Now, since I have all my pieces apart, I'm going to go ahead and set them on the white heart that's already cut out. Now, I like to mix and match my papers. This is the second time I've done this design. I'll go ahead and link below and above to the card I did this to before, just so you guys can see that design. I already have this design planned out, and now all I have to do is glue my pieces back in. So I'm going to grab some Nuvo adhesive, and this is by Tonic Studio. And now, since I already have my design done, it's a simple thing of just gluing my pieces back in. Now, the reason I'm using a glue instead of an adhesive runner for this is that I can use my tweezers, and this gives me a little bit of wiggle room to get the pieces perfectly back into or inlaid right on top of my heart pieces, because this is like a puzzle piece. So I want to have a little bit of time and a little bit of wiggle room to lay those pieces in. Now, if I use an adhesive runner, that's not going to give me that opportunity or that leeway time to actually move around my pieces. So I'm just going to use my tweezers and set these puzzle pieces back into place. And this is really simple to do, and you can do with a variety of paper. It's really a fun way to do too. So, okay, so this is what it looks like when it's all done. Really, really cute. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the base of my card. So I have here a beautiful stamp set. This is also from Technique Tuesday. And I'm going to place that down, and I want to make sure that my heart is going to fit to this card base. So I want to pull in my heart, make sure I have enough room on the bottom, or actually on the top of my sentiment. So when I stamp out my sentiment, my heart's not going to be falling off the top of my card. Now, since I have that in place, I want to go ahead and use 2 inks for this. So I want to grab some washi tape and tape off the bottom part of my sentiment. Now, you can use masking tape with this. You can use regular Scotch tape with this. Anytime you do this, just remember to remove this tape before you close your MISTI lid or before you stamp out your sentiment. Ask me how I know, because I have mistakenly done this and totally forgot to remove the tape. Now, since I have everything in place, I'm going to use the Blackout ink from Ink on 3. And just go ahead and tap that down just a few times so I can get good coverage. And now I can go ahead and remove that washi tape. Remember, I don't want to leave that in place. And I can go ahead and swing over my lid and go ahead and press that down. Now, since I have that part stamped down, all I have to do now is lift up my lid, and that looks perfect. Now, I want to go ahead and stamp out my second color, but I want to go ahead and remove that black. Since I do not need that anymore, I'm just going to clean that portion of that up. Now I'm going to come in with a pretty red color, and this color is called Cherry Crisp, I believe, from My Favorite Things. And I'm going to go ahead and tap that down on the bottom part of my sentiment. Now I'm going to go ahead and just grab a piece of a paper towel just to wipe up some of the red I might have gotten on some of the upper part of the sentiment. Now once I've cleaned that up, I can go ahead and swing over my MISTI lid and press down the rest of my sentiment. Now since that's stamped out perfectly, I have a two-toned sentiment and it says "You're one of a kind." Absolutely perfect. Now the only thing that's left is to go ahead and grab my heart and pop it right above that sweet sentiment, and my card is going to be done. All right, that is going to wrap up my card for today. Thank you guys so much for swinging by my YouTube channel today. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure to swing by my blog so you guys can see all the participants and the sponsors for today's hop. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys on another video soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.